Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me for another week with Mirree's Dreamtime messages. I hope you had a wonderful week last week. We had some pretty wonderful cards that we drew out for last week. We had the humpback whale, I am searching, letting us know that when we focus on the direction we want to take, we can find the pieces of our soul that we've been yearning for. So, it was really about having some focus about the direction that we want to take during 2026. This helps us to put really strong and laser focused intentions into the pathways that we want to go. And so the whale uses echolocation in order to pick up the pathways that it's previously traveled and where it's going to go for new feeding grounds. And so having that focus and direction really helps us to find our new path that's away from the old and outdated systems from the past. The other card that we drew out is with Ancestral Butterfly, letting us know that when things get too much, we can organize our week at the end of the day so that you can feel more balanced and in harmony with your own rhythm. And so the Ancestral Butterfly was helping us to be understanding with ourselves so that we can really take a look at anything that's still healing within ourselves and being gentle with ourselves. So the other card that we drew out was with Dingo, I am advancing. And so you can't get a much better card than the Dingo and the I am with letting us know about I am advancing, because it's helping us to listen to the deepest parts of our heart and soul and helping us to be confident in our decisions, which will ultimately lead to your life purpose. It's not that we can find our life purpose overnight, but it's helping us to get closer to the pursuit of our purpose. And if we already know what that is, it's developing ourselves even more so that we can go even further with our skills. So we're going to be starting a brand new week and a brand new month. It's the first week of February, which starts on the 2nd and runs up until the 8th. And so the last week, the end of last week started the first day of February, and this Monday, which is on the 2nd, is going to be the full moon. And so some people call it the snow moon. And so it's going to be a time where we can just let go. There may be still things from the past that we want to let go of. We may not even know what they are. And so, you may be going through your day or your week, and then all of a sudden something comes up and, it becomes clear to us. And it may also become clear to us when we set the intention during a meditation or quiet contemplation as well, which is always good for the time of the full moon. And we only have that day of which has the maximum energy of the full moon, and then people either say 3 days either side, but I would say more like 1 day. And so another good thing, the full moon is good at recharging any of your crystals and doing cleansing ceremonies during that time, and also helping the energy of the full moon by going out in nature and really using nature as a catalyst as well to let go of anything that's kind of not really serving us anymore. And the thing is that these can turn into habits as well, and so we don't really even know that we're in something that's not serving us because it's just turned into a habit. And so we're just so used to doing it over and over and over and over again. And so, you know, so sometimes it can be hard to really spot the things that we're needing to let go of, until, you know, one day we may be forced to, a situation may force us into a letting go, and that's not always a pleasant thing to do. So that's why, trust me, I've had much experience in that department. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's always good to work on yourself every week or every day or every month, so that you can, you know, take the steering wheel and not have that thrusted upon you through, you know, some kind of outside forces, but you're always taking the lead of your life through your inner self development. And so the rest of the week is going to be a waning gibbous moon, and it's about feeling gratitude for everything that we currently have in our life. And so making a list can be quite useful, such a list that allows you to focus more on the very things that is bringing in the happiness. This in turn will make you feel more fulfilled, giving you feel good feelings and inspiration to achieve your goals and dreams. You know, to be happy and to experience more joy in our life. You know, it's not about these huge events or expectations or big, you know, big colossal things that need to happen in order for us to feel happy or feel joy. You know, we can experience joy and happiness in the small moments throughout our day. And, you know, this is just one of the little exercises that we can do in order to bring in more joy and to feel more joy when we are focusing on the actual qualities or the actual exercises or activities that we like doing that bring in more joy. You know, that's the instant gratification, an instant feeling of joy, an instant feeling of happiness by just focusing on it. And how simple is that, you know? So, and so this is designed to bring us more feelings of inspiration and motivation to achieve our goals and our dreams, especially if you're an individual that likes to be disciplined in what you do and loves to practice in improving yourself on a daily basis, because it's the little habits that we get into that compound over a period of time, and which, you know, and in over a period of time will turn into results. And so so after the full moon, it'll be a great time to align yourself to your dreams and begin to manifest your dreams through the creation of a strategy by making a list. And if you focus and follow through and tune into the feeling of happiness or whichever emotion you want showing up more in your life, you can practice this focus through the use of your meditation or quiet contemplation. Be consistent and get going, and eventually what happens is that you'll dream and you will start to see evidence of this dream show up. And so this is something that I do on a regular basis, on an everyday basis, actually, every day. And I know from previous experiences when I've done such exercises on a daily basis, you know, the evidence has come up for me, and of the dream coming up for me, and even times when I've thought that my dream or my expectation is just completely out of the question, especially in times like that. And so yeah, so that's why I talk about the moon cycles, and I also talk about the action steps, because these are like action steps that I personally take myself and have seen results from doing it. And so you know, it's not something that, you know, I just pull out of nowhere and telling you guys to I would never tell you guys to do something that I haven't actually experienced results from myself. And so yeah, that is why, you know, when we talk about the action steps during the cycles of the moon and the action steps during the Dreamtime guidance, is because I've seen results by doing these action steps. And so, and my only hope is that you guys see results for yourself as well, especially if you're doing it on a regular basis and you're giving back to yourself. And that was in partly why I also put the affirmations on my YouTube channel as well. I remember one time I did one of the affirmations for 30 days, and things got just way too out of hand because things were coming at me at a rapid pace that I couldn't really keep up with. And so yeah, I mean, that is basically a guarantee if you do that, you know, at least once a day for 30 days. And so yeah, I've seen the proof in doing that. Like, you may want to actually write down your own affirmations, or you can also use some of the affirmations that are on my YouTube channel and download them for free, or they're not that much, only a few dollars. But let's get into and see which animals are going to be coming up this week to do with the Dreamtime card deck. And if you've got yours, then you know that it comes with a 100-page booklet and your 36 glossy cards. Oops. And so every week I shuffle the cards and I use dried leaves to cleanse and myself and the cards, so that we can have a new beginning every time we draw out the cards, and asking God and the Holy Spirit and to help us have a positive week and have positive guidance coming through the animals and creation. Dreamtime, God and Holy Spirit, please show us and guide us this week. The first card that we drew out this week is with the dolphin. I am aware, letting us know when I understand my deep connection to nature, I allow myself to open up and merge with the healing life force of creation. I think that we got this a couple of weeks ago, which I think was a solution card actually. And I love this card because it's talking about the healing life force of creation and being able to experience this more in our connection to nature, and trusting this connection more to do with nature, because we don't always trust you know, our own hunches or guidance. And so being able to, like, I know not everyone can get out to nature as much as I do, but because it's important to my work actually, and having the energy behind my work, which is a huge part of nature. And so it's about really trusting in that connection that you have with nature, and how it can be highly beneficial to you during this time, and discovering new ways that it can be beneficial to you by actually expanding your mind, more into topics that are related to this. And so the dolphin, I am aware, is number 30, and if we have a look on page 73, then we can read about more layers of information to do with this. And it's also about the movements and cycles within nature, and being able to have this unbreakable trust in this powerful connection that you have. And so, you know, however way that you learn can be important as well. You may find that learning online courses is really good for you, or maybe you find that reading books is really good way for you to understand and expand your mind to do with being more open and aware to the subtleties and the strong connection that you have with nature. That you could be workshops that you could learn more, and for a better understanding about the healing life force of creation and the powerful energy that you will greatly benefit from by doing this. And so the negative could be distraction, hurt, feeling hurt, blocking of spiritual truth. And so you can always turn that around, because it's about the heart of creation and having that feeling and deep soulful knowledge. And so that's the first card that we drew out this week, is with the dolphin. I love the dolphin. I love all the water animals, and the turtle, and basically any water animals, but I love the birds as well. And so let's have a look and see the on the internet, on my Facebook page the other day, I saw this pink like stick insect that is somebody found in far north Queensland, and like I had never seen something like that before. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And it had like hot pink wings. Like, see, we're still discovering the many animals that are and insects that are around within Australia. And like, this is like what I'm saying about expanding, you know, your connection to nature. It may be something as simple as, and you know, expanding your scope of the animals around within Australia or your area actually. So let's have a look and see the next card that we're going to be drawing out this week, guiding us on our paths and helping us to have a stronger connection with ourselves and the animals and the land and nature. And the other card that we pulled out is with the Tasmanian tiger. I am open. When I allow myself to be open to new ideas, I give myself permission to step outside of my comfort zone, which results in the ultimate solution, my self-realization. And so that's what I was talking about, you know, learning new skills to do with yourself. Because every new skill that you learn, you're getting further away from the old, outdated systems that maybe worked for you in the past when you were learning, but they're not working for you now. And so that's why, you know, it's important to be open to these new ideas that are coming our way. And so if we have a look, it's on page 41, the Tasmanian tiger. Sometimes in order to move forward, we need to take a few steps back and take a careful look at what we have left behind in order to see how far we have come. And we don't really do this much. Like, I would say, like, this is like an important integration exercise that you can do that enables you to just pause for a minute and have a look at all the things that, you know, that you've gone through maybe. And it could be as far as a year, or maybe looking back 5 years, and you know, you could get a really, excuse me, oh, I'm tired. You can get a really good perspective, like just on 1 year, but like going like back even further, you can go, oh my gosh. Like I remember I had a post that I did looking back like 10 years from 2000, what I was doing 10 years ago, and I was just like, whoa. I remember that 10 years ago I was getting first thoughts about something really innovative that I wanted to do, and thinking about it now, like, you know, it's like came about. Yeah, but it's like just seeing the development, and it's also being able to follow the trail of your own power and follow the trail of your own self-confidence. You know, this is a really good exercise in boosting that as well, because you can actually go, wow, that did happen. Like when we're wanting to bring in new ways of learning and new skills and do and develop ourselves more, you know, our confidence is not that high, and because we're kind of stepping out of our comfort zone, and it can feel a bit scary. But you know, this kind of exercise can really boost our confidence and boost our power, and give ourselves that reassurance that we're needing during this time, when we're kind of looking back and saying, yeah, I did pretty good. But maybe at the time, you know, it wasn't, you felt like it wasn't any good, and you didn't know where it was going to go, and you know, all these fears and doubts coming up. But you know, being open more now than ever to these new ideas will really help you greatly for the future. And so get ready to conquer your next stage. You are coming near to breaking a cycle. Try not to rush during this stage, but reflect on all the lessons you have learned. The cycle could be connected to the cycle could be connected to a past relationship, or maybe work, or a relationship that didn't work out, or something in the family. Whatever it is, Tasmanian Tiger is your guide whilst you take some important time to reflect and contemplate on your past without dwelling on the past. Projects take time, patience, and a new level of understanding that we need to learn to open ourselves up to more often. So continue to nurture the outcome, and it will surely come about for you. Be sure to be open to amazing things, and amazing things will be open to you. And so you could be feeling like you're resisting change, you could be stubborn or narrow-minded, and so you can always turn that around by self-realization, letting go, and breaking a cycle. So that is the second card that we drew this week, and let's see what our solutions card's going to be for the week. I didn't mean for this video to go so long, but it just happened that way. Oops. And the other card that just flew out of the deck is the Crimson Rosella. I am receiving. When I allow myself to receive the love from another, to reach deep down within my soul, I honor and value myself. The love for myself and others grows. And so the Crimson Rosella tells us about the foundation of love, to do with ourselves being the foundation to every other relationship that we have in the outside world. And so if we have a look on page 57, you are letting the universe know that you're ready to receive love. And did you know that connecting with others is about that expression of deep love inside of you wanting to come out? So don't let shame, hurt, or guilt or fear consume that part of your soul that is ready to learn, grow, and open up to this love more. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to honor who you are at this time. And so the purpose of the Crimson Rosella teaches about the lessons of love. Love is the foundation to every kind of relationship you can have. The love is most important part of the relationship you can have with yourself. And so that is really important to remember all the time. And so it's time to express your love completely. So allow yourself to be more open to receiving love in all its shapes, sizes and forms that come your way. The action step this week is there is an equal give and take between you and another person, which could potentially become a love relationship which is heading your way. Put any misunderstanding and unprocessed hurt aside in order to experience this more, but at a slow and steady pace. And so on the negative, you could be feeling misunderstood, unprocessed hurt, or obstructed emotions. So you can always turn this around by giving yourself self-love, and that there's a potential there for a deep love with another if that's what you want or that's what you're looking for. And there's emotional balance. And so that's a really nice card to come up with this week. And we can also experience love in all many shapes and sizes, whether it's be within community or whether it's being in groups or whether it's at work, in the relationships you have, or whether it's the relationships that you have in your work circle or families relationships. So yeah, it's not just about having a love relationship if that's not something you're looking for, but it could be a relationship that's to do with, you know, many different areas, because where we're expressing ourselves. So in any way that we're expressing ourselves, that's how we're honoring ourselves and loving ourselves, you know, through these connections in other groups or with other people or within the family or within friends or anything like that. And so these are the 3 cards that we drew out for the week. It's, you know, really helping us to express ourselves more and coming together to find new ways and expanding our knowledge, so that we can, you know, really allow ourselves to outgrow these outdated ways of living that are no longer serving ourselves or no longer serving our growth. And so the universe is always in a total state of flux, and so we are like that too, but we can stunt our growth at times, and so we really need to help get out of our own way in order to experience life more and love more, through giving back to ourselves. And so these are the 3 cards with the dolphin, I'm aware, helping us to remind ourselves that we're wanting to expand ourselves through the connection to nature and the ways of the healing life force of creation, and however many different ways that you want to do that. There's so many different ways through the internet or offline or going to the library even, or doing workshops. So yeah, the world is your oyster. And the other card that we draw out is with the Tasmanian tiger, I am open, letting us know that when we're open to new ideas, you give yourself permission to step outside of your comfort zone, which you know, is the ultimate self-realization. And especially if we're, you know, encouraging ourselves to do that instead of somebody trying to force us to step out of our comfort zone when we don't want to. You know, it's better that we're doing it in our own gentle way. And so the other card also that we got is our solution card for the week, letting us know it's important to be open to receiving love this week from others, and honor and value yourself, so that the love that you have for yourself and others can grow into something beautiful. I hope everybody has a wonderful week with these, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll tell friends and family about it and share with their friends and family that would love to hear the story time and the Dreamtime messages and, you know, my affirmations and all sorts of goodies on my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe my post and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video, which is usually a few times per week, but especially on a Sunday and a Monday. But yeah, I've been basically uploading a fair amount of videos lately, and so I hope everybody's been enjoying it. I'm not sure because nobody's letting me know, so I want to hear from you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.